Bring your hands to your heart and just take a moment here to think about what it is that you need to release, what doesn't belong here in this room, in your mind space today. And then take a deep breath in and breathe out whatever that is. Good. Now breathe in fresh, clean energy and sigh it out. Good. Feel better?
Yeah. Can you come wake me up every morning?
Oh my God.
Dude,
Stop it.
I have a story for you.
Can I be mean for a sec?
Wait, I forgot to tell you.
Shut your face.
What the shit?
I cannot.
Can I vent for a second? Welcome back to Gimme the Goss. I'm Dana Barron.
And I'm Katie Valley. We got a lot to gossip about today.
We do. And another special surprise.
Yes, our second guest.
Our second special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself to our crew?
Yes, I'm Ashley. I'm an astrologer. I have my Instagram is the Yogastrologer, so I like to incorporate yoga and astrology into my classes. So
Mm-hmm. And I met you at an anniversary party of a yoga studio. My neighbor owns Iris Yoga. And so you were there doing astrology for all of her clients that were coming in. And that's when I first met you. And I was blown away by my reading. And then after that, Dana and I have taken some classes at Iris. So I think you've met Ashley through that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just reconnected because we're very excited about the new energy coming in with the Chinese New Year. But realizing you do a different type of astrology.
Yes.
But that's okay. We're here for it. We're
Yeah.
here for just seeing what lies ahead.
Yep.
So do you want to talk about the type of astrology that you look at?
Yeah, so I do like Western astrology,
Mhm.
the zodiac. I go through all of the seasons. As I said, I incorporate those into my classes, so I really make sure that the poses, the music, all of that really goes with the energy of that season so that you can fully embrace it. Um, but when you're talking about the new year in Western astrology, it actually starts with Aries season, which is this year should be March 20th.
Okay.
So if you still feel that heavy, it's not time to start over yet. I'm always a big advocate for it's rest until this new year, and then
Okay.
we'll strike the match and move forward.
And that's also the spring equinox, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Okay.
yeah. So it has more to do with just the kind of the weather and the seasons. And
Yeah.
kind of.
I've always felt the new year should start in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when I
Yes.
get pep back in my step.
Yeah.
Like the world is coming alive again, right? So
Yeah.
I've always
It's
felt
definitely not in the dark season right after the holidays.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I like starting it in the spring.
Just kicking that can right down the road.
Yeah.
First it was the Western calendar New Year, and then it was the Chinese Lunar New Year, and now, let's just kick it out to March 20th.
Yeah, I love that.
It's only 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Okay. You were just telling us that because we just got back from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And
we were stuck.
I'm interested a little bit about what you said, that we were traveling during Mercury in retrograde. Can you explain a little bit what that is to everyone? Because you hear it all the time, and I feel we can just always blame everything on it. Can you fill us in with a little bit more detail about what that all means and why you said we were brave to travel during Mercury, which,
Yeah.
kind of turned out to be true.
Yeah, it
But,
definitely did.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm a positive astrologer. I will always tell you how to take the challenges and move forward positively.
Mhm.
And so I'm not going to tell you to be afraid of Mercury retrograde, but I think that it takes a little extra planning whatever you're doing. Whenever a planet is moving through someone's chart, it depends on the house area of life that planet is moving through. So if Mercury in retrograde, the planet of communication, technology, and travel happens to be in your house of travel, your house of day-to-day routines, your house of exploration, that's gonna hit you a little bit harder than, maybe it's in your house of self-expression and you're feeling a little bit flustered or whatever's going on. So it depends on your chart and what,
Mhm.
what was happening for you. But in general, it kind of messes with technology, which means like flights,
It
data,
definitely messed with
information.
technology.
Yeah.
Or enhanced.
Yeah. Well, enhanced definitely relaxation for us, for
Mhm.
sure. I mean, it
Good.
it was a benefit in the end for both Dana and myself.
Mhm.
Our families and husbands, probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, we were meant to come back Monday night, and we were delayed until Wednesday afternoon, so it was
Okay.
a full 2 days
But
to
what is Mercury and what does that mean?
So it is when the planet appears to be moving
Got
backwards.
it.
It's
Mhm.
actually still, though. While everything else is moving, it's kind of staying in this one place.
Got
Right.
it.
So what happens is the real gift of Mercury retrograde is to slow down. And
The
that
real
Nailed
gift
it.
was 2 extra days in
and
Florida.
that word retrograde, if you take that RE that's in the beginning, it's redo, reevaluate, reassess,
Rebook
review,
your flight.
re yes. So if you can slow down and I hosted a retreat during Mercury retrograde.
Okay.
I was so confident about it because RE retreat, like it's
Yeah.
time to slow down and do
Yeah.
nothing. And the crazy thing is it was in Palm Springs, California,
Oh,
where it's always sunny, right?
yeah.
It rained every single day. We had
No.
hikes booked, we had all of these adventures, and all we were forced to do was literally nothing. We
Mhm.
had to sit still.
Yeah.
So, it's not to be afraid of Mercury retrograde. I would just, if you have plans, like triple check everything,
Mhm.
Mm.
emails, plans, anything that requires like movement, communication, travel, those things, just slow down.
Yeah.
I felt with this trip, it was almost like the planets aligned for
And
us to slow down, but then everything worked so smoothly to rebook, to get our rental car, to drive up. I had family staying in Sarasota where we had to drive up to, and everything just aligned perfectly from that moment on once we realized we just had to rebook. And so it worked in our favor, but it felt like the universe was,
It was so smooth.
everything was so.
There was no stress waiting in long lines at the airport. There was no stress with the rental car, like everything. Katie's aunt appeared out of nowhere
yeah.
with a key lime pie for me at the end of the night. And I was like, yes, I
We were
will
just like,
have it.
"What is happening?" Like,
Yeah.
everything worked so well in our favor, and we obviously were stressed for our families at home,
Uh,
but it really did. It worked.
yeah.
Do nothing.
Once we let Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah, as Dana kept saying, I'm like, "Well, Jesus
'Cause
really took the wheel on this."
all right, so what you really need to do is just be aware of and embrace the
Embrace.
Mercury in retrograde because
Exactly.
things will fall through the cracks, miscommunications will happen, things won't go to plan, but the real gift is just leaning into that and
Mhm.
embracing
And
it.
you did.
We
Yeah.
freaking crushed.
I'm really good at leaning into change. Like, I'm a very spontaneous
This is the Gemini.
person. Yeah, it's a Gemini. I have a little
Mhm.
Gemini in me. And I just want to say too that Ashley led us in a meditation before we started,
Mhm.
and it's really helped my soul. Been a little chaotic since coming back home, I think, but really the meditation, I'm feeling
Yeah.
great now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you where in your charts Mercury retrograde is
Okay.
happening because
Yeah.
it's going to keep going until if for a couple more weeks.
Okay.
I have the exact date written down. But so here's maybe the difference that you might have seen during your trip. So, Katie, for you, Mercury is retrograding through your second house, which is a very grounded house. It's the house of Taurus. It's the house of really earthy, grounded energy. Um, it's also, this house where you're able to speak your truth. Kind of, it's helping you slow down even more.
Wow.
So I wonder, and if for Dana, yours is in your house of like details, small details, also like short travel, just like locational. So while you were in Florida, just those details while you were there. So I wonder if you were just, like, there for the ride and you were the anchor. Does that
Yes.
feel
Yes.
okay.
Dana was along for the ride, so much so that we were walking out of the hotel at some point, and I'm like, "Oh, I think it's this way." She's like, "When you're around, I just
Yeah.
go."
You know how you have that same with my husband, like, if I'm going through the airport with my husband, I don't look at one sign, I just blindly follow him,
Mhm.
and I was telling Katie I travel with my 5 friends from high school a lot, and one of us is like Den mom, and I just follow her around blindly on the group chat. I'm like, whatever Diana wants to do, I'm in good. But when it's like 3 of us without her, we're like bumping into each other, like looking around, like can't find the terminal, can't find the gate, like bickering because we don't have that.
Mhm.
And like, I am not that person. Like, I can be if I know I'm going to be, but like, I would much rather just follow Katie around the airport.
Mhm.
You'll do it, like, if you're by yourself and you need to
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
be competent,
And
but
you
I
are very detailed. Like, you are very good in the details, and I am not. So, yeah, that definitely holds true to our trip.
Yeah, so funny. Well, let's zoom out a little bit though,
Okay.
and let's talk about the year ahead. So, as an astrologer, with the year starting on the spring equinox, summer solstice, um, what are we in store for this year?
And maybe
What's
you
going
can
on?
talk a little bit about the year we just saw, because I remember you and I talking a little bit about that during that yoga session, the year we just saw coming into this new year and what the differences will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the biggest thing right now is we are actually in eclipse season. It
Mhm.
happens every couple months, and the thing is that we are right now closing this, year and a half transformational period of so basically what happens during an equinox is when the moon and the sun line up with the nodes of fate. So the
Mm.
north node, the south node. What happens is that energy is amplified, which is why people are like, "Oh no, it's eclipse season." It's just this window of time that whatever happens during that time is very important. You'll see it come back and reflect over and over again. And so the past 3 eclipse seasons were in the axis of Pisces and Virgo. And so this has a lot to do with details versus the bigger picture. It has to do with, like, purification versus what's really weighing us down. And so the first time that this happened, Pisces and Virgo, was in March 2025. And so there's been that kind of theme that whole year,
Mhm.
because it's almost in the beginning of the year and it's also the beginning of the astrological year. So this is where like deep healing begins. If you have felt like last year was this emotional purge where just like everything that happens is like, just huge for you,
Mhm.
this was reflected in March and then September. This current eclipse season is the last time that this will happen for many, many years.
Wow.
So we're in Pisces and Virgo this final time. It's this final emotional release. Like all of the things that have been going on in your life, all of those emotions, the purge. Like it's just getting rid of all that baggage.
Mhm.
The next time that we have an eclipse, it will be in Aquarius and Leo. Aquarius is the sign of innovation, of the collective, of our just community and just worldwide, like humanity.
Mm.
So it will be in Aquarius and Leo. Leo has to do with your identity. It has to do with self-expression. So I think that when those eclipses happen, it will be definitely, like, more uplifting in, like a forward-moving way. Like, we've
Mhm.
kind of just been sitting in this, like, "What do we do? How do we feel about this?" And really processing that. When it's in Aquarius and Leo in, September, it'll be more of, like, forward movement, like, taking charge
Mm.
on, like, repairing humanity in a way.
Mm.
I'd love to hear that.
It's so good, it's so good.
Yeah. So that's the eclipse in March is or the previous one? I'm confused about the timeline. Like, so in this year,
This
March.
September.
Last
Oh,
March, last September, and this March. 3 eclipse
Okay.
seasons, all in the Pisces and Virgo.
Okay.
That purification, details, bigger picture, emotions, like, pretty heavy. But the one that comes up in September is Aquarius and Leo, so it's more,
Got it.
um, this just, like, open,
Mhm.
humanitarian eclipse.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, and it's different than the Lunar New Year we were talking about. Like, it's a different version
Mhm.
or a different what is the word I'm looking for? Like, school of reason or thought, but they're so aligned, I guess is
Yeah.
what I'm getting at,
Mhm.
right? Is
Yeah.
that, like, these 2 schools of thought are very aligned in the energies that we can expect in the next year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a Chinese zodiac, astrologer,
Well,
but
neither are
it's
we.
Yeah.
We've
I
just been
would
getting
pretend.
Instagram reels about it.
there's so many.
Well, there's just been so much
There's
stuff about the year of the fire horse, right? So that's what we were
Yeah.
Yeah.
talking about. Our previous pod, our friend Judy is like really into it, but it's very similar. Like
Mhm.
both,
Yeah. Year of the snake versus year of the horse. I mean,
right, is
shedding the
about
skin.
shedding and
Yep.
exposing and purging, right?
Yeah.
And now it's about
Balance.
moving forward, galloping,
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
healing the collective, moving forward, really feeling more steadfast in the identity we're moving toward, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so with the new year starting in March, even how that eclipse of Pisces and Virgo,
Mhm.
is that right? That lasts until September, or how does that work?
So, it's basically like this is the last time that there will be a full moon.
Yeah.
It with the eclipse
Mhm.
in, it'll be in, Virgo.
Okay.
So, the next time that it's eclipsy so there will always be full moons in Virgo, and just as a general tip, whatever sign, whatever month we're currently going through, there
Mhm.
will always be a new moon in that sign, and then the full moon will be in the opposite. So if you're
Oh,
like,
okay.
"Oh,
Mm.
what sign will the full moon be in?" It'll be like, if it's Pisces season, then it'll be Virgo because it's the opposite.
Okay.
There will always be those full moons, but it's when it aligns with the nodes of fate. So let me show you what that looks like
The
on
nodes of fate sounds important.
Yeah.
for sure, it does. So here, let's see, it's on March 3rd.
Because when we were talking last time, I think too, I don't know if this is the Pisces and the Virgo again, but you said it started in March of 2025, but before that, it hadn't been here in a while. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, because it's going through all of the it'll move to the next one, right?
Right.
So, it goes backwards. So it
Yeah.
goes from Pisces to Aquarius, it'll go to Capricorn, which might be very, something huge for you because it'll be
Mhm.
conjunct your sun. But this is what it looks like. So in a chart,
Mhm.
I know it's like literally speaking of Chinese, it looks like another language, but right here is when the moon and a node are touching.
Okay.
So when you see that, you're like, "Oh, it's an eclipse." That you can have full moons and new moons all the time, but when it's right next to or conjunct, and the north node, south node, that's important. So,
Okay.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind
I'm like,
of.
wait. So the North Node and the South Node are conjuncting when?
The sun and the moon.
Okay.
So the north node, south node are
When?
always where? They're always opposites each other.
Okay.
When they're opposite, that means that, there's a good chance that when there's the eclipses that it'll be opposite because the sun and the moon
Okay, got it.
are opposite
Yeah.
during a
Mm.
full moon.
Okay.
And then they're together during a new moon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's
important. But
complicated.
no, I got that. Now I got it.
Yeah.
I was a little confused on that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we were joking last time we were going to start an astrology podcast because we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Beginner's astrology.
Yeah.
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 Well, also there was all this around the Chinese New Year, but like that Lent and Ramadan and the solar eclipse
And Mardi Gras.
and Mardi Gras, as Judy said, all were coming together on the same date.
Yep.
So it just felt like a whole lot of energy coming into this new
Yes.
period.
Yep. this final eclipse in the
Mhm.
Pisces and Virgo axis is like it's a closure for sure. It's like really just all of like, for me personally, like, everything that happened during that period, I just felt like, "Oh my god, another thing, like, another
Mhm.
Every
thing?
day.
Yes.
Something else? Like,
Yes. We
really?"
had
And
also, like, a
like
lot of friends go through a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I feel like my personal
Mhm.
life, like, I feel like my inner life is, like, going through stuff, but, like, my personal life has been pretty, knock on wood, smooth for the past, like, 18 months, but close friends have had really tumultuous times, and obviously
Mhm.
our country, globally, like,
Yeah.
humanity at large, it feels like we're on the precipice of hopefully a closure,
Yeah.
of putting
I think that's what I'm looking for in this new year, just,
Yeah.
like, hope
Yeah.
of, like, change is coming
Yeah.
Mhm.
for humanity.
Yeah.
Right, it's
We're
like
getting there.
Yeah.
the death throes of this old way of doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, I said death throes, that's
yeah.
intense. Okay, so what are we to do with this? Are we gonna do our own readings too?
Yeah, I think
We
so.
can,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, like, what are we to do with this
Yeah.
information?
Well, we can see where in your charts this is happening.
Alright, do Katie first because we have to
Um
respect our elders.
Wait, while you're doing that, how did you get into astrology?
I have been so I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
I'm just, like, really interested in, like, the esoteric, like, crazy things that, like, if someone else can't do it, I wanna do it. I wanna know about it. I
Mhm.
Okay.
wanna learn this language, and I don't know, I just for me, like, that specific sign of Aquarius is, like, just so hard to understand. It's, like, contradictions here and there. I
Interesting.
was, like, speaking to a friend the other day, and she was like, "Oh, so you like this?" And I was like, "Well, I do, but I don't like this. But
Yeah.
I like this, but I like it this way." She's like, "You're so confusing."
Yeah.
So, what happens is, because it's just so confusing, like, as a sign, I had a really hard time understanding people growing up, like, just
Mm,
understanding their motives, like, why people are the way they
Interesting.
are. And so I was like, "How can I make sense of people's, like, personalities?" The biggest thing that I took away from, just studying on my own was that we have a sun, moon, rising, and so much more, but just those 3 alone kind of help you understand that, like, you can seem a certain way on the outside, which mine is completely opposite from the way that you are on the inside. So, you might have this really bubbly, outgoing sun sign, like, let's say you're a Leo, but then you have, like, Capricorn rising, which makes you seem very reserved. Sometimes, and I hate to say this, but, like, it could appear like, you have resting bitch face.
Mhm.
mhm.
And you're like, "Oh my god, this person looks so intimidating." And as soon as they open their mouth, you're like, "Oh my god, they're
They're
so
so sweet.
nice."
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
also be the opposite. They could
Mhm.
seem so approachable, and they're just like, "Oh my god, please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me."
Yeah, that's so interesting.
So that, like, I think I had a hard time eating that without astrology, but as soon as I know someone's sign, I'm like,
That
I
makes
make
sense.
excuses for them. I'm like, "Oh, it's just because, they're
Yeah.
this," like, it just helped.
It just gave you the tools to navigate
Yeah,
the
for sure.
world,
Yeah.
and relationships.
Yep. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that's great.
Yeah, so that's kind of
'Cause you
what
remembered my reading from, I don't know, a year and a half ago, maybe it was, or 2 years ago,
Yep.
when we just met up today, and you said it's either photogenic or I just can read the energy.
Yeah, I
Mm.
remembered that energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have I'm a yoga teacher, so I have a lot of students and I'm like, I don't know their name, but
Yeah.
I know that they're this sign, and I can, like, work
Yeah.
with that. So,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just so
amazing.
helpful. But yeah, and then once, I started to get really into it, what was that? Oh, I was looking up to see if there was, like, an astrotherapist, like, if
Mhm.
that even existed,
Mm.
where someone who, because like, for years I was going to therapy and I was, like, they're giving me these, like, medical terms, and, like, I feel like they're the way that we're talking, like, they're not understanding me. Again, like, I feel so misunderstood
Misunderstood.
again.
Mhm.
So is there an astrologer that does therapy? And I
Mhm.
found one locally in town. I'm gonna shout out Crystal B,
Okay.
Okay.
I love that.
who I actually saw that she was doing a book signing.
Oh, I think I follow her on Instagram because I was like, "There's no way her name's Crystal."
It really is.
It's like a weatherman being named Storm, you know? Like
Yeah, Stormy. So she was doing a book signing at Barnes& and Noble, and I was like, "I have to meet this person."
Yeah.
And I went, and she gave me a mini reading, like, on the spot, because they
Wow.
were closing, and she's like, "I don't normally do this, but I'll just do it real quick." And then I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna see if I can, like, learn from her." So I was like, "Do you do, like, courses? Do you teach astrology?" She's
Yeah.
like, "No, but if the student arrives, then, like, the teacher appears."
Mm.
So she
And you're like,
did.
"I have
Well,
arrived."
I have
Mhm.
arrived. I'm here. So yeah, she taught me so much about reading charts, like,
Wow.
putting all that together.
Yeah, because you just showed us a chart, and I pretended like I knew what you were talking about, but it's like when you're looking at the ultrasound and they're like, "Do you see?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure, I see it," but you
Right.
don't see anything. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot to learn,
it's so
right?
much to learn. Yeah, it just if you're interested, it's easy.
Yeah.
If you're, like, not 110%, then it's like, "What am I looking at? Just tell
Yeah.
me."
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So
I love
Cool.
that.
Can you go a little bit more into the sun, moon, and rising? Because I think a lot of people don't know what that is.
Yeah.
yeah. So I like to say that it's like, so imagine a vehicle. So the rising sign is the actual appearance of the vehicle. This could be like, a shiny hot pink car, or it can be like an old beat up, truck. The sun would be the person driving, the
Mhm.
person inside the vehicle. The rising sign is the appearance of the vehicle, but then the moon sign is like the energy in the car, the music that's playing, the conversations that are had. So, there's so many combinations to that. You could have like this hot pink car with like someone dressed in all black inside listening to
Mhm.
like classical music. Just
Mhm.
like the contradictions. Or you could have all three things be so
Hot
on point,
pink
like a hot
and
pink, hot
yeah.
pink, hot pink. So I feel like that's just like an easier way to
Yeah,
understand
that's
um kind of how those things like show up for you.
mhm.
I can also tell you
Yeah.
what yours
Yeah,
Yeah.
are if
great.
you want to
Perfect.
go back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's look at Dana. So Dana, you have your sun is in Capricorn. You both have the same birthday.
Mhm.
You have a Capricorn sun, and you also have a Capricorn rising.
Okay.
Okay, so Capricorn can the rising sign at first glance can be like very serious. I feel like your car would, but also serious, but like money. So I feel like your car would be like some like all black, like nice vehicle, like a
That is
what is
a
it? What is it? Tell me
It's the black Lexus SUV.
what.
uh,
Shiny rims,
Wow, yeah, it's just
that's
all leather interior.
hilarious.
Yeah. Um,
so funny.
So, yeah, Capricorn has a lot to do with, like, old money, like, just appreciating, like, quality things. Really, like, not wasting money, like, putting that wealth on, like, it's a focus, so that's why, like, career is super important. Your status in general is super important. The way that you come off to others, you wanna make a good impression, but professional. That's your rising sign. So your outer vehicle and your inner vehicle are,
Aligned.
aligned.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, your moon is in Scorpio.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
So Scorpio moon can also appear very serious, but it's like the closet crier. So what moody songs are you listening to?
Oh my god. This is actually hilarious. So when Dana cries, so I've experienced it a couple times where I don't know, she said I look at her like a little
Like I'm a dog that got out that Katie's not sure what to do with.
because she just does this thing where she's like, when someone goes, "Oh my gosh," and then I was crying.
Mm.
That's her real cry. Like,
Oh.
Dana's real cry is just, "Are you crying? Are you laughing? I don't see any tears, so I don't think
The
you're upset."
Lexapro stops the tears. I used to have a lot of tears. The Lexapro stops it.
Mhm. The
Right at my
control.
mascara.
We went to Taylor Swift in Toronto, and you're from Canada, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember just talking to you about that. But anyway, so we were in Toronto in this hotel, and I just look over, and she was, like, looking at pictures or videos, and I thought she was laughing, but and I'm like, "Are you having a breakdown? What is happening?" So, yeah,
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
smiling and crying.
at the same
Yeah.
time, yes.
But it's also like
No.
I get verklempt really easily. It's almost like whenever I cry, it's like a catharsis. It's like it finally gets out
Okay.
Mhm.
as opposed to like I don't know, because I get verklempt a lot, but it doesn't always come out.
Okay.
So once it does come out, it's like every like 6 months. Like my husband will be like, "You haven't had a good cry recently." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I need to
He's
have a
like,
good
"When is
cry."
it happening?"
Yeah, it's like we got to get this out. That's so funny.
Mhm.
There's a lot of
Like closet
control.
emo, is that what I
Ye
am?
Yes. There's a lot of,
Daria.
like, control. Like, the Capricorn is, like, making sure, like, no one ever sees you weak, but also, I feel like the Scorpio has that too. It's like you always want to convince people that you are like, you have everything under control, which is why maybe those tears, like, you're fighting them back because maybe you're, like, an ugly crier. Like,
Yeah.
you like, once it comes
Like
out,
my
there's
face is contorted in ways that it's like, um, yeah. And wait, there was something I was gonna say just then that, oh, my therapist, when I asked her, because I was like, I started going to like dance classes and,
With me? No.
one with you, but also this other class that I did, like the warm up was kind of like a dance class, or like whenever I'm like driving in my car and like, God forbid, like Adele comes on or something, like I weep like, and I'm like, it's so weird. It comes out at the weirdest times.
Mhm.
Like my husband will be like, it's literally a life insurance commercial during the Super Bowl, and you are weeping, and I'm just like, I don't know what happens. I just like I I'm like overcome and when it seems like really inappropriate overreactions to things. And my therapist was like, "Well, think about how many times you've held back your tears." So,
Mhm.
like, it's directly proportional. And it's like, it gets you when you're alone, when your
Yep.
mind is at ease, like when you're dancing or when you're listening to music or when it catches you off guard. And that's when it's like waterworks, like Claire Danes in that show where she's just always crying.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
And wait, I have to tell you this too.
Mhm.
So I saw an evolutionary astrologist a few times, and I don't know how your work aligns with theirs. So she did past life and
Okay.
whatever. I don't know what you call it, but it was basically like your purpose, soul's purpose in this
Mhm.
lifetime is to nap and cry. And I was like, cool, I guess I'm not going back to work.
You do
Okay.
love a bedtime. You do love an early bedtime. You love to be in your bed.
I do. I love to
Learning that from
rest and
Florida.
I love to cry.
Mm.
And
Mm.
that's what she was saying, that it's like that is your soul's purpose. Because at the time, I was really grappling with shutting down my old business. It felt like I was pushing a boulder up a mountain with like two little kids at my ankles. And I just like could not let this idea of a career go.
Mhm.
Like I couldn't let it go because quote unquote stay at home mom was like not what I envisioned for myself. It's like not what my family pressure has envisioned for me. And
Yeah.
it was always like this pressure to professionally and like financially succeed in a different version than whatever. So I saw her and she was like, this is why it feels so hard. Like your soul is against this. Like even if these things come naturally to you, like leadership and detail orientation and like achievement and stuff, even if those things come naturally to you, this is why you're always exhausted and this is why it feels so hard because like it is not what your soul's meant to do. So I'm like telling my husband, I'm like, so I have to shut my business down because it's time to nap and cry. And then a full year after I shut my business down with like not knowing what to do with myself, that's when I had my full on like mental health crisis. It was like it all came crashing down.
God.
And then it was like I've been rebuilding ever since.
And healing.
And healing and napping and crying and eating carbs, It's like so anywho, spot on.
So spot
for
on.
me. I don't know if you have anything else to say,
No,
but I'm
I
happy
wanna
to move
tell
on
you.
to Katie any minute now.
This is when you were telling me that it must be like past life regression. Is that what you
Yeah.
did? So
Well, it wasn't past life regression. She's like an evolutionary astrologer, which means that it's like your lifetimes. She does your astrology of your lifetimes and like your soul's iteration in this lifetime.
Okay, I
So
do
cool.
see that. So again, back to the nodes of fate, that has a lot to do with what you just told me. So
Joel, I'm so sorry I can't go back to work because my
It's
node of
your node of
fate
fate.
wants me to nap.
so yourself you should nap. But here, let me I like to always like again, I'm like a positive
Positive. Yeah.
astrologer. Like take that challenge, but don't take it in like the most like downhill way. Your north node is like your life path, the direction that you should move forward, because your south node is the thing that you already accomplished in your past.
So it was saying like social status, financial status,
Yeah, you've
leadership
already done that.
positions. Like that's why those things feel easy to me,
Mhm. Yeah.
but it's not where my soul wants to go now.
No.
So it feels like exhausting, which is like also my personality with like the introvert extrovert. Like
Yep.
I can go out and like be extroverted, but then I need like a week of full
recover.
carb
Sure,
load to
yeah.
recover. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you have your south node, the past was exactly that. It's in Capricorn. So you in your past life, you already accomplished so much. You already
So I don't need to do anything.
you don't need to. But the thing is, when you look at your north node, that is the thing that is like your calling. Like focus on
Yeah.
this. So that's in Cancer. While Cancer is a very like soft, emotional, nurturing, caring sign, it's also a cardinal sign, which means it's the go-getter. So just because you're napping and doing all of these things, it's also like this call to like motherhood, to not only take care of other people but to take care of yourself. So definitely nap, take all the naps, but don't forget that there is that like energy of Cancer that is also like really like fiery, like it's a go-getter.
Well, it's funny because I
You
am
do have
doing a
that.
lot. It's
Gotcha.
just
Yeah.
not the same type of work that I was doing before. So I should just tell Kath, my mom, K-Pal, like I went to grad school in a past life. See? I did not make a
I
mistake.
already did it.
Mom, I
Okay,
already
Mom?
have a PhD.
Get off
and
my back, Cat.
Okay, we can move on to Katie now.
Too much spotlight on this private Scorpio moon.
Yeah.
That's so funny, though. It's so spot on.
Well,
Even the
so
stars.
spot on.
So
It's
spot
in
on.
your 10th house. It is like the very top of your chart. Like it's the most visible. Like it's out there.
Which one?
Your moon. So like
Scorpio's my moon.
it's like all like when your moon's in the 10th house, like your moon is your most private self, but all of that emotion, which is maybe why this keeps coming up like in what you say the most inappropriate places, is because it's like in your house of like public persona. Like we're out, we're listening to music, now we're crying like
Yeah.
in public.
Like in the warm-up
Yeah.
choreography at a dance
on the
class.
plane ride.
Yeah.
The music just
I was like,
hits
what's
for you.
happening? Is it because we just landed? Are you okay?
No, that was because of the book.
Yeah, it was because of the book. But
Yeah. I was reading a book that made me verklempt.
yeah, but it was literally
Katie was like,
and
"Oh God, are you gonna clap because we just landed?" I was like, "I want to."
no, both landings.
Yeah,
the landing
no, I
there
know.
and the landing home. Okay.
Well, I also think it's like I'm terrified, and then once we land, it's like
Yeah.
whoosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
We defied death yet again. I hate flying, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oof.
on to the blonde.
Okay. Sun, moon, rising. So again, coming back to your vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
you very similar. You both have Capricorn rising.
Okay.
So you have this like, very at first like serious persona that is like down to business. Your sun is right next to your rising, both in Capricorn. So outside of the car, nice, well kept, like, money makes people like appreciate make makes people understand that you appreciate, quality.
Mhm. Mm.
No matter like if it's Alexis or whatever, it doesn't,
Yeah.
it's just that like you're not gonna have like your fender hanging off. Like that's an unacceptable, right?
Right.
For you.
Yes.
But your moon, which is what we talked about, is in Gemini. And so this is super, super important for you because with all of this Capricorn, it's like very serious. Gemini is like such a playful sign.
Yeah. I always feel like
It's
I don't fit in Capricorn.
and we talked about that.
Yeah.
That Gemini is like it's super, super. I can see it's in 29 degrees, which is, a critical degree. When you see that number, it's like this is important.
Mhm.
And Gemini
Um
is her moon.
It's her moon. Yep. So, serious vehicle, serious driver, but then we have this like what are you listening to, like techno or something?
No, but
Bad
hip hop,
Bunny.
yes.
Bad Bunny.
Bad
Yeah.
Bunny, hip hop,
Yeah, it's
yes.
fun. It's a party in there.
Yeah,
Um
always.
yeah.
My husband gets in the car too, and he's like, "Oh, do you always have to listen to it so loud?" It's like this crude, like hip hop song. He's getting him with the kids, like,
It's fun. It's
yeah.
like you've tuned into like your inner child.
Mhm.
And there's that part of you that like it's constantly like reminding you to really like look at that,
Mhm.
to connect with your inner
Yes,
child, to be
that
playful.
is for sure.
Yeah. And also I think we talked about this too. Gemini has a lot to do with movement.
Yes, we did.
Lots of like body movement, going from place to place,
Mhm.
information, technology, having a podcast, like that is so Gemini. Was this your
Interesting.
idea?
But I bet both of ours at the same time,
Yeah.
really, right?
Yeah.
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 But you're definitely tech savvier.
Yeah.
And
Well, not that much, but a little bit more, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the movement thing, I mean, I was telling you I lived in Australia. I rage against the routine,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
as my therapist created that name for me. Like, I just am not a routine person. I don't love it. I like to just fly by the seat of my pants. I don't mind being late somewhere. I just am not a type A personality. My husband is very type A, and I am type Z.
Mm-hmm.
I am just at the opposite end of that
Watching
spectrum.
Katie try to shove everything in her suitcase to leave, I was like, this is so stressful for me. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It just
No
I'm just like, I mean, I do
a
fold,
fold. Okay.
but I'm just like very relaxed, I
Mhm.
feel like, in general.
but like always moving.
Always moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to be on the go. I like to be traveling. I don't like to be inside for too long.
No.
Yeah.
That's so your moon's in your sixth house. So that's your routines.
Mhm.
With Gemini, there kind of like isn't one.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
It's just
sense.
all over the place.
Yeah.
The thing that really nurtures you, because the moon is like nurturing your emotions, like what you really need is variety.
Yeah.
So you're just leaning into like your moon,
Yeah.
taking care of yourself by doing all the things.
Yeah, I
Makes you
love
feel like
that.
whole, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that.
What else? Ask
And then
away.
how do those signs like relate? Like, is there any relation to the new year coming? Yeah, like, can we look at that? Like, what that
Let's look at that.
is this podcast going to be successful?
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
Thank you,
tell
Ashley.
everybody.
You won if you had fun. That's what I always tell Foster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that if you believe it,
Mhm.
you can do it. And you both have your south nodes in Cancer. So you're both the go-getters. You both
Yeah.
like if you want to do something, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
If this is your baby and like
Mhm.
you're the mothers of this thing,
Yeah.
like you're going to make sure it thrives.
Mhm.
Okay, I love
So,
that.
Mhm.
Let's look at eclipse season for both of you. So, Katie, this is happening right now. It's moving through your second and eighth house. So you're going to have this moon in Virgo, in your 8th house of transformation, of kind of like big life changes, and of sometimes finances,
Okay.
taxes, yucky. With that opposing the sun that's in Pisces, there is kind of this need to release obsessing over the details having to do with that. So if finances have been on your mind, or anything that has to do with big changes, like big moves, if you're
Mhm.
thinking of moving, or something that truly like affects your whole life and
Uh-huh.
everyone around you, it might just be like time to let
Bite the bullet?
go
Oh.
of the details
Oh,
and
okay,
just kind of
great.
go with
Go with
So be like,
it.
"Rick,
go
Get
with
that
the
beach
flow.
yeah,
house.
doesn't matter about the mortgage rate. Let's just get the beach house.
Yeah.
We
You
gotta
should get the beach
release the
house.
Okay, I
details."
love that. I love that from
That's
you
how I'm
guys.
interpreting that, so
That's
that
definitely how I was
I got a friend
interpreting
with a
it.
beach house.
Yeah. I'll see you in the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Pisces is a water sign. It's like go with the flow. We're
Okay.
leaning into Pisces. We're releasing this energy of the moon. It's like details, nitpicking, obsessing, and just like embracing that Pisces energy of like go with the flow. Like if you feel in your gut that this is meant for you, then maybe someone told me one time it's ready, fire, aim. So instead of just
Mm.
obsessing like where you're gonna point, just do it and
Yeah.
figure it out after.
Okay, great. You hear that, Rick?
Mhm.
Great. Love
Yeah.
There
that.
you go.
Mhm.
So again, this is the last Pisces Virgo situation
Okay.
where like have you maybe been thinking about this since last March? Oh
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
But you've kind of been like, well, we can't do this, or we
Yeah,
can
we
do
change our
da,
mind
da,
a lot.
da, 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 da.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just if you feel called to it, just try it out.
Yeah.
What if it's not permanent? You just go, like, get an Airbnb, try it out,
Yeah.
and then if you love it, then you really lock something down,
Yeah.
like, the details obviously details matter, like,
Right.
but obsessing over them can, like,
Mm.
make you sick and make
Yeah.
you not make any decision.
Yeah, I definitely have decision fatigue. I obsess over I don't know necessarily the details, just the decision in general. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to let go of that in my life 'cause it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, maybe that was your theme, though, with all of these eclipses in the
Yeah.
past year. It's like you're so sick of making
Mhm.
decisions
Mhm.
or, like, not making them because you can't decide,
Yeah.
you know? That's still making a decision.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Okay, great. Love that.
that's your
I
eclipse
can't wait to go home and tell Rick that
forecast.
Ashley told us. Beach house is a coming.
Astrology is up to your interpretation. You can take my
Her
words and do what you
disclaimer.
like with them, but I will never say, "Go back, do that." Okay, Dana, let me see.
I'm nervous now. Am I gonna cry? Am I
Yeah.
gonna
I think you
laugh?
should cry. You should just get I think you should do a ritual. I do this because I have my moon in Capricorn. I plan cry sessions.
Okay.
Oh, I love
Mhm.
that.
I put on Coco, the
Uh-huh.
Disney movie,
Yeah.
because one of my triggers is my Grammy passing.
Oh,
I put it on,
no.
no one's home. I put her picture in front of me. I light a candle and I just weep.
Yeah, you gotta
And
get
then
it
I'm like,
out.
done.
Okay.
Nothing
Wow.
happened. But it's like
Wow.
so much snot running down my
Yeah, yeah,
face.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Like, just
big snot
I gotta
crier.
plan it out. I don't want people
Yeah.
to watch me. I don't need
Yeah.
you to touch me or hold me, but I want to let it out.
I used to have a friend who would just plan out her sad movies
Yep.
and put a sad movie on that she knew would get her crying. She just had to release the emotion, and that was just
Mhm.
her way of doing it.
Mhm.
All right.
That could be really good for you.
Yeah, I love that.
Because then
Mhm.
you're like, maybe you'll feel like, okay, this is what it feels like to do this on purpose, and then it won't just spontaneously happen
Yeah.
in public.
On the airplane.
In dance class. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
Oh,
this is
wait.
my eclipse season.
Eclipse season.
Okay.
All right. So this full moon that's happening on March 3rd is also happening in your 8th house and 2nd house because you guys have similar charts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When you have the same rising sign, chances are that your houses will line up pretty similarly.
Okay.
So this is also occurring 8th house. Big life changes. Maybe, letting go of the details surrounding something that you've been really thinking about. It doesn't have to be a move. Like, what are other big changes?
Well, I mean, my
Yeah.
husband was just doing all this like AI research on like schools and like towns and like if we're going to stay, if we're going to try to move somewhere, like how that works so that it's not really like time to make a decision. It's more just like understanding the path that we think we're going to go down eventually so we can kind of start to prepare for that, whether it's going to be like putting an addition on our house and staying, or we're just kind of looking at the next like 5 years and like what that's going to look like for us, so we're on the same page.
Okay.
So it kind of is those big decisions, but it's not like time to pull the trigger.
Okay. Well, when the eclipse seasons enter Aquarius and Leo, there's going to be an emphasis again on humanity, but also your groups, like the people around you,
Mhm.
like your family, all of those people that like if you made those changes, how would that look for them? Like how would it
Mhm.
affect them? That might help you kind of release some of those like nitpicky details, obsessing over, this or this, because when you lean into like that energy of how will this affect like the collective, my collective, that might make it a little easier to
Mhm.
decide what to do. So yeah, between your eighth house and your second house having to do with, really leaning into what makes you what speaks to your soul. Again, like
Mhm.
following just that gut feeling, makes you feel like grounded. If it's lately I've just been saying if it's not a hell yes, it's a no.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And when you guys reached out, I was just like, yes, let's do it. I
Thank God.
never do that. I'm guilty, but like I look at the moon
Oh,
signs
wow.
because I'm like, "Ooh, I don't like that sign today." Like, I know I'm grumpy in that sign, and I
Oh.
don't wanna hang out with anybody. And today the moon is in Cancer, and I was, like, so grumpy this morning. I was
Oh,
like, "Oh my god, I have
no.
to talk to people."
Uh,
I'm fine. I'm so
yeah.
happy to be here.
Okay,
I'm,
good.
like, so happy.
We all came in flustered, I think.
Flustered, yeah.
Yeah.
It's eclipse season.
Mhm.
It's Mercury retrograde. There's just so
Yeah.
much going
Yeah.
on. Like, the chaos within you, like, everyone else is feeling that too.
Yeah.
We're all just, like, tornadoing
Scrambling.
around each
Yeah.
Yeah.
other. So, it's not yeah, it's like we all feel that, which is
Yeah.
why, like, finding that, like, just together, like, meditating in the beginning, even if it feels silly, it's just so necessary to, like, slow down
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
and
definitely
so
ground.
shifted my
yeah, it
energy
shifted,
before.
I think,
Yeah.
all of our energy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yep, yep. Yeah.
Okay. So were there any more questions that you have?
One more, my last question. I'm just curious our husband signs and how that matches up to ours. But would you need to have all the information or just like I know what sign he
In
is?
general, I'll just tell me the sun sign, like, in general, I can tell you, but seeing the chart would help a lot. Well, I can tell you, actually, before you tell me anything about them,
Yeah.
there's something called your rising sign or your ascendant,
Okay.
and it is the way that your outward energy, the
Mhm.
way that people perceive you, the outside
Just
of the view. But the opposite of that is your descendant. It is like who your soul is meant to be with.
okay.
But then we have this like tricky Venus that sometimes is like, ooh, shiny thing. I like that.
Mhm.
And so it could be that person that you're like, you keep, going after, and it's like
Mm.
not meant for you, which is why a lot of people like repeat over and over again. That is like
Interesting.
who they end up with.
Because I like the
It's like
shiny.
the shiny.
Mhm.
Right. So let me tell. So Dana, this will be for both of you because you
Yeah.
both have the same rising. So the person that will fulfill your soul is someone that can take care of you.
Yeah.
Um, it's like someone very nurturing, understands emotions, very like connected to like their like feminine energy. Versus, someone that is like completely disconnected from them. Um, Capricorn versus Cancer is kind of like the Cancer is like the mother of the zodiac. So
Mhm.
like ideally the person that will make you feel fulfilled and that will help your soul's growth is someone that will show you that you can like let go of that control and be taken care of.
Mhm.
But tell me what the sun signs are for each of
So for mine, he's April, so he's Aries.
Aries.
April 14th, 1984, but I don't have the time he was born.
That's okay. I'll just go off of your sun
Yeah.
signs.
Yeah.
That I think for Aries and Capricorn, they're both cardinal signs.
Okay.
The thing with Aries is that they are overall, and again, I would need to see moon and
Mhm.
rising, but overall, the energy of Aries, the way that they make decisions and their actions, first and foremost, have to do with themselves, which is why a lot of time Aries are like daredevils. Because they're
Okay, that
like,
is not my husband. So
no,
his
you got something
his
else.
rising
Like
must be there.
they're willing to take a risk, like because they're like thinking like, how will this affect me? Like, no, good. Like I'm good with this. Okay, like let's do it.
Mm.
But he might have like a super like emotional moon, or maybe his
Mhm.
rising is different. Again, like those things all combined really
Yeah,
change that
change it.
energy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What about, and you said his is Pisces?
Yeah, March 2nd.
March 2nd. I think Pisces and Capricorn, there is, well, I didn't tell you what they meant together. I just
Yeah.
said something about
That's okay.
hold. So Capricorn and Aries, while they're very similar, they're both go-getters. They both want to get shit done.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that the tension that could be there is that it's for different reasons. So
Okay.
for Capricorn, like getting things done means like taking care of business for the like appearance of the business.
Okay.
And I think for Aries, it's more like getting things done for themselves.
Okay.
Like, for instance, like if it had to do with fitness, I feel like Capricorn in general, just like, having that status of
Mhm.
how other people see you. And, like, if they see you as, like, a health nut or, like, super fit, maybe that gives you, like, a sense of pride, whereas, like, Aries will do it because they're like, "I need this for me, like, I gotta take care of myself."
Mhm.
Does that
Yeah. Yeah,
feel
that
like maybe
rings.
okay,
Yeah, that rings true, I would
okay.
say for sure.
So yeah, there might be a little tension there where, like, sometimes, Aries can be seen as selfish and, like, Capricorn only cares about work, but it's like you understand each other because of that. Like, you both wanna just take care of business,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
We also have earth sign and fire sign. So, you might be the grounding one where he's like chaos, or maybe it's the other
Oh,
way
it's the other
around.
way around,
It's because you
for
got your
sure.
crazy moon. You have your crazy
Yeah, that
moon.
Gemini. I'd love to know
Yeah, I
what
think it's
Rick's
like
moon is.
yeah, I know. I'm like,
I
please,
feel
Rick.
like he's like a Capricorn moon
Like I
or like a
feel like
Taurus moon.
he's just like like he looks out for everyone else. So like I'm like his moon must be like he's all about family. He's all about taking care of us. And I feel like he never puts himself first. I would say in working out, he does like he definitely
That's
does that for his
important.
own health.
Hmm.
But that's his only if we can even call it selfish, the only thing he really does for himself. Everything else is just for the family. Well,
So for Capricorn and Pisces, we have earth and water. We have grounded and we have emotions and intuition. Is he creative or into music, or like he's more
Yeah, I mean, that's not what he does for work, but he's like a woodworker and he loves music and like he loves like to have a record player and he's like 3D printing things for the boys. Like
oh.
he's pretty creative.
So he's tuned into that like more spiritual, like creative side,
Mhm.
as Pisces can be. And then you have, your earthy, grounded Capricorn that is like very focused, dedicated, whatever goals you have for you, your family, like you're making sure those get done. He might make sure that those get done in like a more fun way, and yours is like, let's follow the calendar,
Mhm.
or, whatever you have set for your family. But I think the two, like, they can work together. They're just so different, but it's like you balance each other out.
Mhm.
Um, because you have your moon in uh Scorpio, I think that really connects you too. Like, even though you said you're like a closet crier, or
Mhm.
you keep those things private, he might bring that out for you and make you feel safe sharing those
Yeah.
things.
Like he's not in tune with his own emotions, but I think he's pretty in tune with mine. Like, and not, like, afraid of them,
Okay.
you
He'll, like,
know?
support you and,
Yeah.
like, you don't feel, like, stupid for, like, pouring out those things to
No.
him, like, he makes you feel seen.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love
definitely.
that.
Yeah.
Wait, really quick. I got his
You got the
time
God
info?
damn
from
it,
his
Charlie.
mom.
Oh,
Oh my
nice.
god. Such a Gemini, like, digging for the
I
details.
know.
You're like, "I'm gonna find all
I was
that."
like,
Was he born in Rotterdam?
yeah, he was born in Rotterdam,
1984. Okay, what time?
9:40.
And okay. Why is he so different from an Aries? So his moon is in Libra.
Okay.
It's the complete opposite.
Yeah, I was
Well,
gonna
Is that an
yeah.
air sign? What is a
Libra's an
Libra?
air
Yeah.
sign. Yep. Libra just wants to keep the peace.
Mhm.
And that might be, a lot stronger than that like Aries warrior that's like, wants
Yeah.
to do all the action things and like take care of do everything. There is this sense of just like wanting to be harmonious. Like having a
Mhm.
Libra moon is just do you feel like just in general, like he's pretty balanced, like emotionally too?
Yes,
Like he
extremely
just
balanced
like he's holding it down for
for
everybody.
everyone. And he's a
Yeah.
mover, like, he's a traveler, and he moves a lot and does a lot, but for everyone else. Mhm.
Okay. When you first met him, were you like really interested in that part of him that he like has traveled a lot? Yeah,
Yes.
his
Yeah.
his rising sign is Gemini. So that
Okay.
like hit your moon right there. You were like,
Yeah,
"Oh my god, I love
interesting.
this."
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the Gemini rising is someone who like at first appearance seems very like outgoing, bubbly, like social,
Mhm.
chatty, and definitely like needs to be always on the go, busy, 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 doing things, like
Yeah.
taking care of things. But that moon is the thing that like those two together, because they're both air signs, they're both, they go well together,
Mhm.
is that he has this really strong sense of like balance.
Mhm.
Just really opposite all of that Aries energy. So, yeah,
That's
there
interesting.
you
Yeah,
go.
I knew it. I was like, something's not
Yeah.
adding up.
But that's the thing that comes back to it again. Like, you feel like if you were to, okay, like, let's say you're on a dating website
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't really like Aries, just for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But then you meet them and you're like, oh my God, they're so different.
Right.
It's like the chart just tells you so much more, and it just shows that there's so much depth. Like, even as a yoga teacher, I'll have, like, a student walk in, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I think they hate me." Like, they don't look at me, they're not excited to be in my class, they're just, like, walk to their mat. At the end, they're, like, crying, and they're like, "I loved that, I
Yeah.
needed it." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Like, so different.
Yeah, that's interesting. Every dating
Um,
site needs this
yeah,
chart, right?
they're like this, but they're actually
Yeah. That's so
this.
funny.
Yeah. Um, did you get your info?
No, he's
Damn
probably
it.
in a meeting or
That's
something. I know
Yeah.
where he was
okay.
born, but I
Yeah,
don't know the time.
Do you feel like he's like a true Pisces though? Like he's really like, tuned into emotions, like creative,
Well,
like
he's very he's creative and he's definitely like a caretaker and he definitely has that sort of like gentle, like I guess you'd say more like feminine characteristics.
okay.
But no, I wouldn't say he's emotional. He's like very steadfast and very
Mhm.
like calm and quiet
Something's
and
happening with his moon too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm,
like he's very like intelligent and thoughtful and like I feel like everyone I dated before him was like life of the party
okay.
and like class clown, like
Mhm.
king of the living room and I like was so tired of that and he is
Mm,
just more like soft-spoken and thoughtful and quieter and introverted,
mhm.
which I really love about him, but, yeah, but I wouldn't say he's, like, in tune with his own emotions. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, I literally got one of those emotions pillows when we were, like, in couples therapy that had, like, the circle, and he's like, "What are all of these words?" And I'm like, "They're the spectrum of human emotions, Joel." And he's like, "No. Good, bad, angry, that's about it," you
I
know?
feel like his rising sign, if that was like something that really like drew you to him at first, might be some like an earth sign.
Yes, that's what I feel like. He's, like, very, like
Yeah.
I just felt like he was so, like, steady and calm and, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he just felt like an adult versus all the other men that I had dated. We were just talking about this in Florida.
Children out there.
Well, it's just, like, there's so many fuckboys in the world,
Yeah.
and then you meet, like, a man who's, like, confident,
Yeah.
quietly confident, and, like, at peace with himself.
grown
and-
up.
Grown up, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was what I
Okay.
loved about him. He just felt like a man versus, like, a little fuckboy at a bar. You know what I mean?
As you deserve
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
to.
But I wouldn't say he's emotional himself.
No, he's
Okay.
not. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So interested to see. But if this man would text me back, we would
Yeah.
know. But that's all right.
It's okay.
I'll have to ping you after this. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see if
So-
I can find it. But
Yeah. But thank
Yeah.
you so much. This was so great.
Yes, thank
And so do you do, just for anyone listening who's in the area, you do personal readings?
Yeah.
And then do you do group ones as well? Like,
I've done like group sessions where we'll look at each person's chart like briefly.
okay, yeah.
Or another option that I do is like mini astrology, how to read your chart.
Yeah.
So kind of just in general, these are what the houses mean, like this is what this means, and then it's up to your interpretation.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, I do 1 hour sun, moon, rising readings. I also do monthly check-ins.
Oh.
It's called like a monthly forecast.
Yeah.
And you look at what's just coming up for the month ahead. Like let's say like what's happening in Pisces season, which is where we're in now, or what's gonna happen in Aries season. And I have clients who like will book one like once a month and they'll come chat. And tell
That's
me what's going on.
great.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
And where can people follow you and find you on the internet?
You can follow me on Instagram at the Yogastrologer and also the yogastrologer.com.
Love it. Well,
That's
we'll link
great.
all of that in the show notes. But
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
thank you. Any events coming up that people can go to or anything?
Just come to yoga.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
flow with the signs. I change my classes for each zodiac.
So tell
sign.
everyone where you do practice yoga.
Practice or
Teach.
Sorry.
It's okay. I teach at Iris Yoga in Bloomfield.
Mhm.
I teach at Santok Yoga in Montclair, and I teach at Verona Yoga in Verona. And they
Yeah,
actually just relocated to a beautiful new space. So you guys should come
Oh,
check it out.
fun.
It looks like you're on like a mountain retreat.
Oh,
Like it's
wow.
beautiful.
Okay.
It's called Elevated Wellness, and they've merged with them. So they
Okay.
do like spa treatments and everything there too. I walked in the first time and I was like, "Where am I?"
Oh my
that sounds
God.
great.
So pretty.
It sounds like we definitely need this right after Florida, like
Yeah.
just to transition back.
It's been
into-
difficult. It's been a difficult transition.
Thoughts and prayers needed.
Yeah. Just slow down, slow
Yeah.
down, slow down, slow down. Like
Yeah.
we're still in Mercury retrograde. Like
Yes.
it's still time to just
Go home and take a nap.
go.
Mhm.
Always want those naps too. It's in your
Always.
calling. You need it. You need
Yeah.
it. You know.
Well, thank you so
Okay,
much. We'll
thank
link
you,
all of
Ashley.
that in the show notes. But thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, guys, that's it for this week. Till next time. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Thank you for being here, friend.
If you like the show, please leave us a review wherever you listen to your pods and go ahead and subscribe while you're at it.
And then be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Substack at Gimme the Goss.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.